Hello again, it's John, tis I, and it's time now to start painting. Yep. So this is build update number 2, which is usually our painting and decorating episode. Okay, so in this one we're going to get it painted, we're going to get it weathered, and we're going to finish it all off. Okay, I'll try and get it all into the one, hopefully. I mean, these are short builds, these old TAMIYA kits. They're enjoyable. This is the, let me think, this is one, two, three, this is the 4th of that little mini series I was talking about of classic TAMIYA kits. I have another 3 to go. Okay, I have a Panther, a Hanamag, and the 88. All classic kits, we all know them. Well, anybody that's been into modelling for some time, we all know them, we've all probably built them. And this one or two we probably mightn't have even bothered building. I know that this particular one, that I have never actually built it until now, and I can say that the build really went well. Fabulous kit. Detail in it is absolutely brilliant, and loads of little things work in it as well. So in this one we're going to get it painted. So without further ado, let's get down to the bench. I've everything stripped and ready for painting, so we'll have a quick look at that, how I've everything stripped down. Not completely stripped down, otherwise we're sort of back into the build again, aren't we? But stripped down for painting. Okay, and I have the figures mounted ready for painting as well. So we'll go down, we'll have a look at them, and then it's time to get painting on it. Okay. Okay, so here we are at the bench. Nice angle. I like that angle, actually, I must admit. I mean, as you see, I have my laptop in front of me, so that's exactly what I'm looking at, and I can see what you see. The camera is there. Not that you didn't know. Anyway, as you see, I have everything stripped down for painting. I'm after giving it a base coat. Reason I'm after giving it a base coat is that the plastic were basically in colours that I want to sort of use in the main colours of what these pieces are. Like the main colour for the vehicle was a sort of a dark grey plastic, and I want to use the XF63, which is German grey. So I give that a base coat, and the colour I use for base coat is XF90. It's that horrible red brown too. Now that's supposed to be red brown. I don't know where you're getting it from. To me, that is freaking a green. Is definitely a green. That's the colour I used for the base coat of it. I can't see that colour being used in anything else. It's a freaking horrible bloody colour, to be quite honest with you. So I decided to use that really for base coating at the moment, rather than sort of waste the paint. And the figures I've mounted on TAMIYA paint bottles. The reason I tape them up is because they're basically brand new paints. I leave the sticker on before, while they're not mixed and anything that's already pre-mixed in. I take the sticker off, I top it up with thinners, and therefore they're ready then for painting, and that's how I can tell that they're ready for painting, because the stickers are removed and these ones haven't been mixed yet. So as you see, they're base coated as well, and the main colour for them will be white, and the fact that the figures were white, same idea again. White on white, it's very hard to see whether I've got everything covered or not, but give them a nice base coat, darkish but not too dark base coat, and I can then see what they're done. And likewise with the tracks were black rubber. I want to paint them with dark iron, so there we go again. Okay, so that kind of explains the undercoats for them. It's not really, shall we say, it's not really a primer, because I don't bother with primers. I don't bother with them at all. So the next step now is to get them all base coated, right? So they've been undercoated, now they're going to be base coated. Figures, I'm just going to paint them all white, and then I can go in and do the touch-ups, the flesh colour, the colour of the weapons, boots, all that kind of thing. The detail painting, shall we say. Same with the vehicle, I'm going to give it the German grey, then I'm going to do the detail painting on it, and the tracks, I'm going to give them the base coat then of the dark iron. and go back over the rubber bits then with rubber black. Then I'm going to do with the main vehicle anyway. What I'm going to do then is I'm going to give it a good coat of hairspray. What I do is I seal it first and give it a coat of dull coat, just to help seal it all in. So when I go down with the with my hairspray, I'm not going down too far when I start moving paint. Then give it a coat of hairspray, then white paint over that, then basically a nice coat of white, not too heavy, so that kind of, it's field applied camouflage. So it was just basically a kind of a whitewash, which wore off pretty easy, but they didn't want the pure white. Believe it or not, if you base paint the pure white, it sticks out more in the snow. So they just sort of leathered it on, and as it came off, then in general, moving around, it actually got better camouflage by it being dirty. So I'll get stuck in with them. I'll get everything base coated. We'll come back to them and have a look at them in their base coats. Okay then, so I've got the base colours down. Like I said, this will be the starter colour, and from there on in then I'll do the detail painting. I'll do the detail painting on them as it is, and believe it or not, I'm actually going to weather then everything before I do the whitewash camouflage on the vehicle. The reason is because it would have been, say, it wouldn't kind of come out of the factory and then be whitewashed. It would have been whitewashed in the field, so therefore it would have been used prior to that, and then gets whitewashed. So I'm going to give it a weathering before and after. Okay, so that'll kind of explain that a little bit for you. I'll do some detail painting on it in the meantime. The exhaust system's got to be kind of rusted up a bit. Everything else is just a sort of a weathering really on that. There's no major detail painting to be done on that. In here then we've got the seats, we've got the dash, the steering wheel, the gear levers and things. I've also got the tools under here, so that's the detail painting then for them, like I said. And then I'll put on the decals on the vehicle. There isn't going to be very many decals, and then I'll do the whitewash. I'll dull coat it and then whitewash it. With this here, the guns, I'm going to go for that dark iron colour that I've used on these. It's a good colour to start with, and then I'd give them a blue wash, believe it or not, a blue wash on those. But with the guns, because of the fact that I don't want to kind of get splash whitewash onto them, what I'll do is I'll do the white. I'll do them a slightly different way, as in I'll do the small bits of detail painting on it, but I won't really paint the guns until I have the white completely finished and weathered in, and then I'll do the barrels of the guns and the bodies of the guns in the black, in the dark iron. On the wheels, just have to rubbers on the wheels. They've got to be done now. Reason is that when the whitewash will go on, it will get a little bit of overspray onto the wheels, and that's kind of what I want. I won't be doing really much. The only weathering I'll be doing then is a wash. I won't be doing any hairspray chipping on those. With the figures then, we'll just be doing the usual. Their boots, they've got gaiters, they're sort of khaki coloured gaiters. They've got bits of webbing on them, their faces, the officer's hat, and the insides of the jackets and things. Anywhere where it will show, say, the inside of the jacket, because the outside of the jacket will be white and the inside is it will be green. It's actually camouflaged, but I'm going to go with the green, the sort of a greenish kind of colour on those. So next step, and the tracks then we'll get the black rubber. Okay, nothing really much more than to the tracks, then just get a wash, and I'm happy with that. I'm going to leave them at that. So next step now is to get the detail painting done. So when all the detailed painting is done, we'll come back and we'll have a look then at all the detail painting on all those. Okay, so believe it or not, I have quite a nice bit of work to get done, and I better get stuck in and get it done. Okay then, so I'm after getting the detail painting done. A bit of weathering, with the weathering done. Before we go on with the whitewash, like I said, these things would have been used, say, during the summer, on into the autumn, then into the winter. When it comes into the winter, then they'd have got their coat of white winter camouflage. And the period I'm showing with this particular one is going to be early spring, late winter, early spring. So most of the whitewash would have been, say, worn away, and the chaps it's in their winter uniform. But I'll explain in a minute when I go on and show you the figures a bit more. You can kind of see them there, so I'm kind of giving a little bit of a preview to them there. Bit of dry brushing, bit of wear there on the gun itself. Okay, just to make it look used but not abused, still workable. Okay, so there's our gun and the vehicle. I'm just after popping it together there now. Literally in the last couple of seconds I'll be taking part again, because I want to fit the tracks, the wheels. There we go. Okay, so there's our detail painting done on them. Not much, just the suspension parts there. I'm after breaking off that. I knew I always breaking off little thickens that I broke off the light the other night when I was painting, so I must glue that back on. The you glue it back on, the more you do it, you know. Anger. I'm always tripping doing it, breaking off these little bits and pieces. Just not being that little bit careful, and more often than not I usually break it off when I'm actually doing the video, as some of you may have already noticed. We've also got the tracks all nicely done up, okay, with the rubber blacking thing, and a little bit of silver dry brushing on the metal parts to show that they're metal. Well, they actually look quite good. I'm really happy with how it turned out. Okay, again, like I said, it's a pity there was no detail on the side of the tracks. They would have been nice. Our wheels are all done here with their rubbers on. And now to the figures. Really chuffed with how the figures came out. The winter clothing that they had, right, depends on the unit really. Not all units actually got them, but definitely the SS were sort of the first. They always got the best of gear. Okay, so that's why I'm doing this unit as an SS unit. Okay, and their smocks were reversible. Okay, so this would have been the reverse pattern on their well, the smocks and the trousers would have the same pattern on the inside. But this crew basically have gone for the like I said, it's early spring, so there will have been a bit of, you know, greenage around, so they've taken off the white, reversed it around, and now they've got their camouflage on. The trousers then, they'd have been, I mean, they're not going to stay white and clean, they are going to get dirty. So there's our commander figure. Here's one of our loaders, right? Now, I'm not the best of figure painters, I will tell you that, but you know, I'm not bad. I'm not the best, but I'm not the worst, right? Quite happy with how they're coming out. You know, pity my camera isn't a bit better quality. It would kind of show how good these guys actually are. But their camouflage came out really nice with the P-dot camouflage. See what it kind of shows there. If it will zoom in on that even, I'd be happy enough. There we go. Okay. So there's one of our loaders. There's the guy that
brings the ammunition to the loaders. And we've got another loader. Okay, he doesn't have his hood up. And finally we've got our actual chap that's done the aiming and the firing. Okay. So as you see, the white trousers and all that is all nicely dirtied up. I mean, they wouldn't be clean, they'd be actually, kind of grimy. Especially sort of like I said, by the time spring comes around, it wouldn't be the cleanest. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to assemble everything. I'm going to give it put on the decals, of course, yes, put on the decals and give it a coat of gloss, a nice light coat of gloss, really, just to kind of to seal everything in and protect it. So I'm not really, going to brush off too much when I start rubbing off the camo or the white after the hairspray. So next step, like I said, is to put on the decals, give it a gloss coat, and we'll have a quick look at it then, all nicely assembled up and with this gloss coat on, and then I can start with the winter whitewash after that. Okay then, so now I'm giving it its gloss coat. Well, put on the decals and then gloss coat. And as you see, we've got our number plates on, nice SS number plates, 50116. We've got our 3rd SS Panzer Division. We've got our divisional markings showing that it's FLAKVERLING on a half track. We have the same here on the back, number plate, divisional markings, and the Totenkopf 3rd SS Panzer Division. And I have to give it a nice gloss coat as well. Gloss coat now to seal everything in, so when I start with the removing the whitewash, I won't remove everything else as well. So the next step for this now is to give it its coat of Harmony hairspray. Harmony is just the brand I'm using. Nice cheap one, cheaper the better. You don't want it to hold your hair, you want it to put a coating on this. So I give it a coat of hairspray, leave that dry. It'll only take about 5 minutes. After about 5 minutes that's dry, you can paint straight onto it. I'll be giving it then in selected areas XF2 flat white, and give that then couple of minutes drying time, and then you can start removing it. So I'll show it before I start doing the removing of it. So I'll show it the next time you see it. Now it'll be it'll have its white on it, and just to show you that I won't be putting the white in every section. Places I won't be putting any white in at all. It's just areas that they would basically camouflage up, because remember it's basically done with a kind of a whitewash, a lime whitewash in some cases. Some cases they use paint. They literally use what they had at the time. The stories there of the Allies, basically the Americans in the Bulge, during the Battle of the Bulge there, they didn't have any sort of winter uniforms, and a lot of the locals gave them lace curtains and everything to kind of wrap around their uniforms so they'd blend into the snow and things like that. So literally you used what you could basically find. Now the Germans were lucky enough that a lot of them did have the white uniforms, the reversible uniforms, and even at that it was only sort of the better units that got them. The SS would have got them, but the ordinary Wehrmacht soldiers, a lot of them didn't get them, especially in Russia. When they went to Russia at the start, they didn't get them. Now I'm not saying where this actually was, because I don't actually know, and I haven't researched it that much, but I do know that it's going to be late winter, early spring. So that's how they've got their jackets reversed, so because a lot of the snow is already melted, and the white then it sort of justifies removing a lot of the whitewash exact as well, you know, that would have just worn off over the case of the winter. So next time we'll see it, we'll have its full whitewash on, and we'll see what that looks like. Okay, now I've literally just finished. Look, rubber gloves still on my hand. Just finished the white on it. You may see now in places here I have the decals covered with a bit of TAMIYA tape. I didn't go inside the cab, I didn't do the windscreen, the main parts of the windscreen, just a little bit. I didn't really want to get too much in around the seats and all that kind of an area. Right, I did around the wheels, I did the undersides there, because they'd have been up, and just slight bits along the side, because they'd have been just all walked off, you know, they'd have been removed very, very easily. Okay, and I also did the front of the gun, sort of top of the gun, and bits at the back. Now, I didn't put too much in there because, I mean, working parts, they wouldn't have really put that much in the working parts. And I used my brand new airbrush for that, okay. Yes, John splashed out, you can see it there, came on, got on the internet, €30, delivered and all for €30, all the way from China, okay. I like the way I said that. There's a certain person at the moment that says that China. That's the way he calls it. From China. Like sort of the China. The virus came from China. I wonder who that was. Can't remember. Anyway, there we go. Brilliant airbrush. It really feckin' is fabulous. I love it. You can control the airflow from this little doohickey down here. It's great, absolutely beautiful. I did a couple of little bits of tests. My thing is, I threw away the little bit of cardboard I had. I can't even find it now. But a little bit of cardboard, just testing out the lines and, you know, how to use the airbrush. Because this is the one I have been using up until then. I've had no problems with that either. Okay, same idea. That came from China as well. Grand and cheap. They're probably rip-off of some expensive make of an airbrush. But I had no problems with it. It worked absolutely fabulous. Okay, with a lovely little box. It's got a 0.2 needle in it at the moment, and it also comes with a 0.3 and a 0.5 needles, and the other little nozzle, we call it nozzle, and also comes with the quick release air jobby. Okay, a nice little presentation box and all. So that came all the way from China. There's that little air release, quick release thing that I was talking about. They're dead in this, but I had a couple of them, so I put the one that I had on it, because the one that came with that is just a slightly different fitting. The screw size is the exact same, but the actual fitting that goes into the air hose is slightly different, so it means I would have had to change out my hose as well. So I just use the fitting that I already have, so now I can use both brushes, and I'll use this one for the more finer stuff. I noticed there was very little kind of overspray, but it's really, really nice and neat. Whereas I'll use the other one then for, say, main colours, and I'll use this one for the detail, especially when it comes to camouflage and things like that. But brilliant little jobby, very, very happy with that. So, got the white done, going to leave that dry for a little while, and then I'm going to start removing it. Okay, so next time you see it, I'll have the most of the whitewash removed. Okay, and it'll be in its finished thing, and then I'm going to go on. Then I'm going to start working with the diorama. Like I said, I'm not going to do much with the diorama. I did say I was going to do a diorama for it, but I also said I was going to use a board I already used before, and I'm going to stick a bit of snow on it. This is the board I'm going to use. Okay, I'll just readjust the camera there a little bit better than that. Oh, well done, John. Knock it over. Hopefully that didn't move there too much, because that's into cleaner. Okay, that's the board I'm going to use. I have some snow effect stuff here. Okay, which a friend of mine gave me some time ago. As you can see, got dust on it. Okay, we got some of that snow stuff. I don't know what it actually is. I do know it's
say modelling snow, but I don't actually know what company it came from or anything like that, so please don't ask me in the comments thing below. I know that there are quite a number of companies that do it. Look, there's the jobby anyway, so I'm going to put various little pots of snow onto it, and then I'm going to stick that into place. Like I said, a basic dio, not going to be something extravagant or anything like that. Okay, so like I said, the next time you see it will be I'll have the whitewash removed, and then I'm going to start fitting everything on, and we'll have the final reveal very, very shortly. So stay tuned, don't go away. Next time you see it, I'll have the weathering done on it, the removal of the whitewash. Okay. Okay, and here we go. There's the gun after getting most of that removed. As you see, it looks realistic. Well, I think it does anyway, do you know what I mean? But then again, of course I would. Of course I think it's realistic. I'm after doing it. But what do you think? I think it is. I think it's actually quite nice. And the same now with the vehicle itself, right? It's roofed off areas that will get, will get a bit of movement and use. And as you can also see, I'm after losing the second one of them off here. I have that. Still have that. It's my mirror. It's after popping off. I have to try and find that. I'll take off one of the little bits of. There we go. Look at that. See. Okay. So that's one of the just one of the pieces of TAMIYA tape moved off, just to show what that's going to look like there. And that's how they do it. Actually, they kind of mask off that area and whitewash everything else, leave their markings. Okay, so I'm happy with that. I really am. I'm happy with that. I think it will blend in nicely with what I have in mind. Now I got to scour the place to look for my mirror, which popped off. And the worst thing of all is, I don't remember exactly when it popped off, if you know what I mean. While I was doing it, I only noticed it after the fact. So shall we say it's around here somewhere. Can't be gone too far, so I'll give it a good search anyway. Shall we say, when we come back, if it's there, it's there. If it's not, it's not. So next time you're going to see this is the final reveal. I'm going to put everything together, put the figures on, get the figures in place, get the dio done, finish off the dio, because any more I show now would really kind of give everything away and kind of ruin the final reveal, if you know what I mean. So next time you're going to see this will be the final reveal, so stay tuned, because the final reveal is coming up in just a sec. Okay then, so here we go. I'm after getting it finished. I am really, really happy with how it turned out. I'll give it a spin here. Nice slow spin. Everything in this kit is absolutely beautiful. It really, really is. For an old kit, I just can't get over the quality of it. I really, really can't. I've seen builds of the Dragon one, and people have had to use, say, aftermarket parts just to make it look anyway decent at all. Now everything that's there came with this kit, bar the base obviously, but the spare, the rifles, the figures, the spare magazines there, everything, the mesh and the things. It was only a nylon mesh, but it looks just as good as metal would, as photo etch or anything like that. And I just can't fault this kit in any way. I really, really can't. I'll change the camera angle. We get a look at it from a different angle. I just thought this angle was kind of nice. You get a kind of a nice low down angle for starters.
Okay, so this is going to squeak, so well, sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. But okay, I'll try that angle there. You know, it's just, I definitely recommend this kit to anybody. I really, really would. If you're a beginner modeler, yeah, I would recommend. I just, take your time, follow the instructions. If you're, say, medium to advanced modeler, yeah, go out and get it. Do your magic on it. Just, I did what I can do on it. I know there's guys out there that would do absolutely fabulous job on it. Much better modelers than me. Well, in the painting thing, the modeling itself, you can't fault the kit, but there are better guys out there at painting than me. I don't profess to be a great painter in any way, shape or form, but I do think that my figures this time came out actually very, very nice. I'm really, really thrilled with the figures in this one. I went for the reversed jackets. I decided to kind of have them reversed. They're having the camouflage section out while they still had the trousers white and the white helmets. Like I said, there's lots of little spare things here. We've got some rifles. We've got the empty magazines. We got the full boxes there, the full magazines. It's just a lovely kit. It really, really is. I can't say any more about it. Let me know what you think yourselves in the comments box. Did I make a hames of it in your opinion, or did I make a decent enough job? Personally, I think I made a decent enough job. Decent enough, I kind of went to the limits of what I'm capable of, and I'm quite happy with my result. I really am. So lads, that's about it for this one. Okay, I'll just give another closer up again. There we go. Oof. I'm into a bit of the old zoomy thing here. I know we can. I must admit, my technical abilities aren't the best. Okay, I do try. But give it one last spin. So as I said, let me know in the comments box below what you think. Don't forget to like or dislike. That's up to you. I won't tell you what to do. But subscribe. I'm going to tell you to do that. Subscribe to the channel, and for those of you that have subscribed, thank you very, very much. I do appreciate it. I'm over 4,000 subscribers now, which really has me sort of totally amazed. I remember when I started off there a couple of years ago, I was amazed when I got 100 subscribers. So I could never imagine getting 4,000 subscribers. Really, really can't. Not especially for the way I do videos. I'm not competition grade modeler. I'm purely designed my channel towards the hobbyist, towards the hobby modeler, people that do it just for that bit of fun, to pass a bit of time and to enjoy what you do. And believe me, if I can do this, then you can do an awful lot more. Okay, so that's it, lads. I'm going to leave it at that. And I will catch you on the next one. So this was kit number 4 of the classic TAMIYA German kits from the 70s. I have another 3 to go, so stay tuned to the channel. We'll be building them. I've got 2 pretty common ones coming up, and then for a finish, then I've got one that I've never done before, but I've always kind of wanted to do. A number of people have it done. I mean, I'm not saying that it's a unique one. It is not, because it's a classic. It's an old classic kit, so therefore it can't be unique. But the next two are, shall we say, they'd be the most common of the old Tamiya kits, and they're great ones. I've done with one of them. I've done it twice already, if not 3 times, and the other one I've done one before as well. And they're in the channel. Go back through the old videos, but this time I'm doing it as this series of classic old Tamiya kits. So anyway, lads, until the next time, stay safe, enjoy your modelling, and like I always say, go out and buy yourself a kit, build it and enjoy it. This is John signing off and saying I'll catch you on the next one, lads. Stay safe, and until we meet again, ta-da!